5 American badasses.
I thought you said start at the very beginning.
All time?
Yeah.
Top 5 American badasses? Do they have to be like American citizens or just people who live
I would
in
think if they're
America?
going to be American.
Well, I was thinking of Tecumseh. Dude, he's pretty badass.
Like he's straight up American. He's Native American.
He's
What
a
a
super
random-
American.
What a random fucking name to come up with at the top of your head. First thing.
Dude, he's pretty awesome.
I like how this conversation is bleeding over from podcast to podcast. Now here we are again talking about shit. I had no fucking
Wait,
clue.
no, I think that was just at the bar the other day, wasn't it? Or
No, that was on the
here.
podcast.
On the podcast,
Last
I said
week.
top 5 American badasses.
Our top 5 like American role models and shit like that, and then you blanked and couldn't come up with anybody.
Oh,
so
I just wasn't paying any
Jim
attention.
threw out like 2 random shits, and I had no clue what to.
Top 5 American badasses. Tecumseh.
Jesus.
Of course, we got to go with probably Post Malone right now.
What?
He's just pretty
No.
badass.
No.
Then,
Let's all just take a second and recognize Colby with the glasses and the fucking mustache. All I said to him when he walked in was, "You look fucking terrible," in a good way. I mean that as affectionately as I can possibly
Thank
mean
you.
that statement to you.
I really appreciate it, man.
I do. I encourage you to keep that on this whole week. Sorry, Krista, but you should keep it on for bartending Thursday and bartending Saturday. You know what? I might even get Grant to shave his into a stash.
Will you do it too?
No, I can't do that, dude. I don't have I can.
You
but,
totally could. It wouldn't even
Yeah, but
affect
that's
you
not-
like it
I got
affected
like
me. I lost like 50% of the hair on my body.
Yeah, you got smaller by 50%. Luke, you can join in anytime, man.
I touched my head in the shower, and I was like, "This is a tiny head."
It's such a
Like,
weird
it's
small
so
face.
small. Yeah.
That's how we start things off here, everybody. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the On the Brink podcast. My name is Matt Brinker. This is Colby Lykins. And we have Luke Wolford of Wolford Works with us. And we'll let him do his little introduction here in a minute, his 50 seconds of fame. But I just wanted to point out that this is week 16. We've been doing this shit for 4 fucking months now. If my math is correct.
That's ridiculous.
I'm bad at math. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I am actually bad at math. But yeah, 4 months now. This is the 16th episode that we are filming and putting out this week.
And like 52 now doesn't seem that unrealistic. Like we were talking.
I mean, that's a lot more episodes.
Right, but you know what I mean? We've already got 16.
Yeah.
And it feels like just a few.
We're like, what, an eighth of the way there?
Yeah.
But yeah, we have now gone through 16. Well, this is the 16th episode of filming, editing, uploading, putting it out. We've been a day late. We've been hours late, but we've always put them out each week, and that's been pretty cool to do. Just kind of with the whole theme that we always talk about. If you're going to do something, just do it.
Yeah.
And, you know, we've talked about it on here multiple times, that the coolest thing is that just the local, like, not really even influence, but like the local, not even impact, but like just the local awareness of what's happening, I guess.
You should tell about what happened the other day with.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. So I was walking through Arch and Eddie's, and I walk through Arch and Eddie's regularly, and people are like, "Oh, Matt or Brinker, what's up?" And you know, they'll say hi, and I'll give dabs or high fives or say what's up, or if I'm busy or whatever, and keep walking. And you know, not that I'm some fucking celebrity or anything like that, but like, you know, people generally recognize me, at least from here, if not anything else. But I was walking through Arch and Eddie's last week, and someone like clapped. They were like, I was like, it took me a second. I was like, why do they do that? I was like, oh wait, I know why they did that. Which that I guess can serve as our clap, by the way, because I forgot to do it at the beginning.
I did that, and I was like, I better do it quiet.
Do it quiet.
I'll take
No,
his shine.
It doesn't matter. But then I was actually walking through the brewery the next day, or not the brewery, but the tap room here, and someone was over at table 1 here in the back, and he clapped. And I was like, hey, I was like, you watch the podcast? He's like, yeah, man, I love it. We should be on it. And I was like, what do you do? He's like, I'm a cowboy. And I was like, I don't know if cowboys are really, and she's going to see this.
Dude, I'm totally down with bringing cowboys on here.
I mean, is a cowboy an entrepreneur?
Yes.
Yes.
Can a
I'd say
cowboy
so.
be an entrepreneur?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
So they're not mutually exclusive to each other. They could be the same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe Bailey has a chance now.
Dude, I hope so. He's pretty
Oh,
cool.
was that him?
It was, I don't even know Bailey's last name.
Warren's.
But anytime I see him, I'm like, hey, cowboy, because
Right.
he says that shit to me. And here, so it's a game anytime we see him to yell at first at each other. But then he also ate like 17 tacos last Thursday and did the clap at me. But anyways, it is kind of cool to see and hear and like talk to people about like what's going on. And it's a good like touching point for people. And they're like, well, what do you do for me? Is like videos like, Well, I mean, I do a podcast every week. I put it together and we edit it and put it out, blah, 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 blah. And it's all my equipment. Space is not mine. The ideas are not mine. The other people obviously are not mine. But like, it's nice for me to have all that stuff to talk about with people. But anyways, I've rambled long enough. Happy 4 months, Colby, I guess.
Happy President's Day.
Yeah, well, that was yesterday, but still.
Yeah, but we didn't acknowledge it.
Luke.
Yes.
Who are you? 50 seconds.
50
no more,
seconds.
no less.
Oh, boy.
On the dot. I'm timing you right now.
All right, let's go. I'm Luke Wolford. I am from Jackson, Ohio, and over the past 2 years, I've been doing some woodworking and furniture making under the name of Wolford Works. Started a small Instagram profile and just been going from the beginning. Started real small, just small wall decorations and stuff like that, and just been slowly working my way up.
Yep.
Just been gaining
Trying to
traction.
flip everything into bigger, better, more expensive, more well-paid things, right?
Just starting to get the more creative, grander stuff, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. He actually made something for me. He made a little sign that's in the background. Actually, it sits on my desk where all my editing software and everything is, and my monitors and all that.
Yeah. Did some stage stuff for Colby.
Yeah,
you've done quite a few things for me. I think you've done 4 pieces for me.
3 or 4, yeah.
Yeah.
What ones? I don't think I've seen these.
So
At Colby's
seen
concert,
these?
at Colby's concerts, he has these amp-sized LED light boxes.
You made
they're-
those?
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, he made those. He made those
Oh,
for me.
all right.
Was it
I
with
didn't
the
know that.
on high on them?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
He
Oh,
made
that's
those,
cool.
and then
Okay.
he made another one. It's like this big, and it's a light box, and I use that one for my merch. And then I'm trying to think.
You professional,
And then
you and your merch table.
made me a trident.
Yeah, I did
So
that too.
God,
I completely
so
forgot
4
about that
pieces.
one.
Let's skip that
Yeah.
one. Skip the trident. Jesus Lord. We even talked about that on here yet?
Yeah.
Have we?
Yeah.
Colby had
anyone
a
died
fucking
yet?
trident.
No one's
No.
died yet.
Okay.
Nobody's died yet, thank God.
I try to. Sometimes Crystal will turn her head, and I'll pull the trident down, and put it
Wow,
on the other
Chris is
side.
right
just to
there.
scare her. Right.
Does this happen regularly? All the time. All the time. All the time, she says. All the time. I love it.
But
Well,
yeah, so you've got. Oh, sorry.
No, good. I've met you through Colby.
Yes.
Is how I met you, and then you were gonna say.
And we met each other through working at the filling station.
Yeah, we used to work together probably, 3 years ago?
2016, yeah, 3 years
about
ago.
3 years ago. I started a job down there at the filling station, which is the
Nice.
sister store of the Handy Mart.
Yep.
And I got kicked onto third shifts with him and
Oh, God.
another friend of mine. And
you were third shift,
oh yeah,
Yeah,
oh yeah.
yeah.
like overnight, right?
Weekends, third shift.
It was
Oh, wow.
pretty much from 10
Because you
p.m.
went
to
to
6
school
a.m.
during the week,
No
right?
wonder you fucking
and
know
I
everybody.
worked at the school during the week, and then on the weekends we both worked thirds.
Now, that's when you were the aide doing sign language, right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
No wonder you like everybody knows you because you like everybody's beer and cigarettes and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No wonder.
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't realize that you were third. I thought you were just worked there like during the day and
It's
stuff. But
it's crazy how many people you
Oh, yeah.
meet and that work
Yeah,
there.
you know everybody.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
But
as somebody who thinks they know everybody, you guys do know everybody.
pretty much, I definitely
definitely.
know what cigarettes they smoke. I can
Oh,
tell you
yeah.
that. But
I know everybody that drinks Jack Daniels.
yeah,
Yeah. And I know what people drink here. I usually know what they're going to drink.
know
before they walk
anybody who
in.
drinks good
Actually,
beer.
the funny thing is that I mean, the funny thing is I've almost shamed a lot of people into drinking better beer. Like
I know
there was a
what you-
guy I was massively talking shit about some bigger brands that are popular in this area that will not be named, and he overheard me and he
They
was like,
fund
well,
this mustache.
and then listen, Dale, turn it down over there. Actually, that was his. It was like what was it, 15 years ago?
Yeah, just a couple
yesterday.
days ago.
Was it?
It was yesterday, but 15
Yesterday.
years ago, I think.
Okay.
Dude, that was a. Yeah.
Let's not get on all that.
That was just an
R.I.P.
awful
Dale.
moment in life,
Oh
man.
yeah, I remember that as a kid. It was like 15 years ago, something like that.
oh,
Maybe-
my family was
18 maybe.
diehards. Like they had walls of memorabilia and stuff like that. That
you
was
do
a
actually look a
rough
little bit
time.
like the mustache looks like Dale
Oh,
Earnhardt
yeah.
a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I
Anyways,
was going
I
for.
shamed the guy into getting a honey blonde instead of what he was gonna get, and it's $1 more expensive, but it's way better.
Yeah.
And anyways, then just not really shaming, but like as things go on, people like will try a beer and then they'll try different beers and they'll sample this and they'll sample that, and then once they get in here and start doing stuff, then like people have started to flip on me, like they're used to drink this one and now they're drinking that one, and anyways, I pretty much know what everybody drinks.
I mean,
at least
whenever I
beer-wise.
first came in here, I had probably drank like 3 different beers in my whole life.
Yeah.
And I walk in here and it's like, this is different.
Yeah, this is way different.
So
People say it tastes like perfume or like potpourri, and like people.
Everybody has a different
you'd hear,
response to
the
it.
wild shit you're gonna hear working here about like, oh, this tastes like this and that. It's like, no, it doesn't. It tastes like real beer, people. Real beer made here. I want you to do that with the Dale stash here, bud. Anyways,
Let's make a promo video after this.
we really should.
just take a big drink of it and then squeeze it
like
out.
a really
Squeeze it out of
like
my
a really cheesy like 80s like you know like Success Brewing with the stash and everything. That'd be great. We talk about doing shit like that all the time. Roland wants us to do like MTV Cribs. Like,
yes.
Yo, y'all come in, check out my crib. Like have people in here and have like dumb shit going on. Like we have tons of video ideas, but as I always say, as I always quote, I guess. Ideas are shit and execution is everything.
Yeah, I wanted to have set up this whole dramatic thing where like at the end of the podcast, you guys like tie me up and then shave my beard off and like I'm like no. But I was like, man, this is way too
Yeah,
much.
that's way too much, dude.
Just in with a to be
Were you in on
continued.
this? Were you in on this? What? Did you tell anybody else about this before you just mentioned it?
Yeah, I was telling
Okay,
her
just
about it
her.
last night. I said,
right.
but I think that's too dramatic. And
How
would
many
look
margaritas were you in?
A lot.
Okay. All right, just making sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And okay, what kind of tequila?
Not good.
Not good.
Our well.
Oh! You know where our well is? It's actually not that bad.
It's not bad.
It's not that
That's
bad.
every bar in this town. That's what they get.
Yeah, but
I mean,
still, well tequila, don't mess with it. Anyways, while we're on the topic,
Still does the
gotta-
job.
Yeah, gotta pay some bills. Thank you as always, 6 Sense Brewing for allowing us to film
There
here
we go.
and being our unofficial sponsors for allowing us to drink the beer. This one is a special one, and we kind of teased it last week, and we'll talk about it a little bit here. This is a collaboration brew with Jackie O's Brewing out of Athens, Ohio. Jackie O's was established, I think, in 2005, and has become one of the like foremost, and not just in Ohio or United States, but like one of the foremost breweries in the world. They got rated in the top 100 breweries this year. Tons of awards, tons of beers of the year in Ohio and across the country and things. General badasses. I think one of the coolest things they've done that I know about, which is actually a bad thing, they had a problem with a beer and a whole production like unit, or I don't know what you'd really call it, but a whole batch of beer turned out not to be as good as it should have been, and they recalled it all. And they not only recalled it all, but then they like traded in. Like if you brought me a bad beer back, they gave you a good beer of a different kind.
That's awesome.
And
It's
they
like a reimbursement.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they spent a bunch of money to make sure that would never happen again, whatever. Like they really did such a good job in like crisis
in a
management.
market like that,
Yeah, that's
in a
quality
market
control.
like craft beer, where
Yeah.
people are paying attention to those things,
Yes.
like I mean, some bigger domestic brands, you could hide that stuff and
Oh, yeah.
and no one would think a thing of it. But whenever you're in that market, if
Yeah.
someone would have found out about that and to know that, people appreciate that so much more.
Yeah, and that's what I think is so cool. And I was just getting started here whenever that happened last year, and to hear that was like, damn, that's pretty cool of them.
It's a
to-
good company,
yeah,
not just a beer company.
And that's like that said a lot to me. And then I was able to meet a lot of them. I haven't met all of them yet. They came here and they brewed this beer with us. This is called Televittles, which apparently was some kind of a local. There is a local presence for this company, so I won't say the name, but like apparently they had some kind of TV, not breakfast, but like
Yeah, that's what it
TV
was.
dinner, but
something
kind
like
of a
that.
breakfast vibe thing that they were trying to push back in the 50s, I guess, and they were called Televittles. I don't know if it's, I don't really know what it was. I don't know the backstory, but that's where the name comes from.
Something to do with a long time ago.
Yeah,
and
long
food.
TV.
Yeah,
something.
50s television and
Breakfast
a
of some
local
sort.
company that I won't name. Please don't sue us or anything. Okay.
I think we butchered
I
to the point where we're fine.
I
We're
didn't
good.
name
We're
it.
good. We got it.
But yeah, this is a hazy IPA. To the best of my knowledge, they brewed it. I thought they said there was oatmeal in it, but maybe it just pops in my head weird. I think there might have been oatmeal in the mash in, but they used some different hops than we normally use. And this came out. You guys have both had it so far. I have not. This came out super smooth, very drinkable, very clean finish. It's got a nice dry bitterness to it. It's not so overwhelming, but also has a little bit of juiciness. It's a very smooth beer, very easy to drink. And we're like super excited about this because, I mean, Jack Yo's is a big deal for us, and we're a small brewery. We're getting ready to celebrate our second year anniversary this weekend. The 24th is actually our second year, and this is a big deal for us. So this is cool. So this is Televittles. I don't know if you guys want to give your input on it or give your what's your cultured taste buds a test here.
Well,
So I always talk about it. You guys never do.
I'm probably the least cultured out of all of us. So, but I mean, like, I honestly really enjoy it. I mean, like, it reminds me of the rest of your guys' IPAs.
Yeah.
You know, it's a really smooth,
Yeah,
real
it is
fruity.
it is very similar to a lot of our New England styles, but it's kind of a marriage of a New England style and a regular IPA. It kind of sits in the middle.
I like where the grapefruit sits in
Yeah.
the taste.
Yep, because that's the thing is like it does have a little bit of that fruitiness and that almost like merch juice flavor.
That's
but on
what
the
I was
back
gonna
end,
say,
it's got
but
a
it's-
little bit more of like a dry bitter finish to it.
Yeah.
I love it, man. It's gonna be good. We're releasing it this
Yeah.
weekend.
I could drink a ton of those.
Oh yeah,
Like
Oh yeah,
maybe
this might
40.
be my drink on Saturday.
we might refill today and go again. Just kidding. Sorry, Mike. Just kidding. We're not gonna do that. This isn't even on tap. It's not released until next Saturday or this Saturday at noon. Our 1 year party. Gonna be a whole extravaganza. Colby's working his second busy day because we got our asses kicked last week
You were there,
on
yeah.
Valentine's Day,
Valentine's
dude.
Day.
And then Colby had to kind of trial by fire, learn how to bartend on the fly, and it was good though. He did a good job. So
Thanks,
we're
man.
excited about this weekend. It's gonna be fun. Well, cheers and thank you
Oh, yeah.
guys for being here as
Cheers.
always. Gotta tap it, Luke. Gotta tap it, Luke.
Man, that's good. That is good
Oh,
stuff. man.
Aiden's got his coffee in the background over there. Oh,
He's got
cheers to
you.
you,
He got you
Aiden.
there.
You're the best. Chris is got a shamrock shake, but she's not cheering us, so. Nope, it's too late now. I'm kidding.
So, Luke. So you told us you do woodwork and stuff,
Right.
And I mean, I know this stuff, but how long have you been doing it? What's the story that got you into woodworking?
Well, it's really weird because I started about a little over 2 years ago, but the reason behind on me starting would have never expected it. All the way up through high school and all of that, never interested in art or music or woodworking or anything like
Yeah.
that whatsoever. You know, I was strictly focused on sports. That was it. You know,
Yep.
football, basketball, baseball, track, wrestling, pretty much everything but soccer I did.
Yep.
So, I mean, like I was focused on that. You know, I was real big on science and math. You know, never dived
Ew.
into it. Yeah.
Ew.
I
Going
love
for an
science,
engineering degree,
I
mathematics.
hate math.
Yeah, I almost minored in math,
Ew,
so it was
math.
rough.
Ew.
But I don't know. Things just started picking up for me once I was no longer able to play sports. You know, once I graduated, that was kind of it for me. You know, I wasn't
You can still play sports. There's plenty of adult leagues to do
right.
things.
But I mean, you know, me going on
It
to
wasn't
like,
the end of the world. You could have
Right.
found something.
right, but I mean, like me going on to college and stuff like
Yeah,
that,
that's
you
right.
know. But so I started picking up music and, you know, listening to that. And then I started, you know, just really diving into art and stuff. Started drawing a little, painting a little, and, you know, just started slowly, you know, getting an appreciation for
Yep.
it and really understanding where people were coming from. And one day, a friend of mine and I were looking at decorations for his apartment. He was starting to move up to his college and, you know,
Yeah.
get ready to go. And there was this pallet wood Ohio that was just, you know, real simple, 1 foot size, you know, nothing fancy at all.
Yep.
They wanted over $100 for it.
No way.
Blew my mind. It's like, that is absolutely outrageous.
I'd pay $150 for it.
I went out and I looked at my shop. Like I had a
Hey,
couple
you get the
hands.
stuff laying around.
Yeah, I just had some hand saws and
Yeah.
just things like that. And it's like, look, there's absolutely no way we're going to be paying that much
Yeah.
for a stupid sign like that. I could make you that, no problem at all. And he bet me that I couldn't. I was like, fine.
You won't bet. That's
Fine.
my favorite saying ever, by the way.
Fine, give me a week and I'll make it.
Okay.
Made it, looked awesome, looked just like the one that he had on the photo.
And you charged him $175.
Right. But
You should have at least. Like,
whenever I took it to work for him to come pick it up,
yeah.
someone was checking out and just glanced over and saw it. It's like, hey, I really like that. Did you make that? It's like, yeah. How much you pay, or how much would you charge
Please God,
for
tell
me
me
to
you
get one?
doubled the price that your buddy paid.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, okay,
yes, I
good.
did. It's all good.
Thank God.
But,
I was
but
ready
then,
to kick you into the table.
but then whenever I made that one, 2 more customers glanced over and saw it,
Yep.
and it's like, did you make that? It's like, yeah.
And you can't
And
quite
it's-
double it. Did you add a little bit to it?
I
or
added a
keep
little
the
bit to
same?
it.
Okay, all right, there
I
we
kept
go.
implementing until it got to
Yeah.
a reasonable level.
Yeah, see, there we
You know,
go.
I can't go over top the peak there, then no one will buy it. But yeah, just kept growing from there. I went from a bet to making sign after sign. Then I started going into furniture, and I started doing, you know, this, that, and the other, and just kept growing and growing. Started buying more tools, and just been on the up and up since.
That's how it happens, man.
Yeah.
And you started building a brand.
Oh yeah.
Not only just doing the work and learning the art, but you started learning how to use your company because you're in school for
Business and marketing.
Right.
Yep.
So then you started applying that stuff that you're actually learning right now
Yeah.
instead of waiting until you're out of school.
Well, I mean, having that knowledge and, you know, seeing how much there was an interest here in this area, you know,
There's
I
so
knew
much,
I knew
dude.
right away that, you know, if I messed around on this, you know, I would be really wasting a great opportunity here.
Yeah.
So I jumped right on it. Like after like my second or third sale, I started making a brand.
Yeah.
You know, got logos made, branding all my products,
Yep.
social media, promoting everything. And since then, you know, it's been doing great.
No, you have to, man. And that's the big thing is a lot of the stuff that we all do, I think, starts from some random origin, whether it just be an interest or a necessity or whatever it is. I mean, really, for me, it was a necessity. I needed something where I could make more money than I ever made before, and I picked up a camera and went, well, it's white space. I see it happening. I can do something with this. And then very quickly, people told me, like, you need to make a brand out of this and a logo, blah, 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 which I want to rebrand it anyways because I did it so quick that I hate it, but whatever. I don't hate it. I just would rather it be something different than it is.
I mean, if
but-
you need another sign, you just let me know, okay?
I'll probably keep that one forever. That'll be the origin sign. But what? What are you looking at over there? But no, I think that's super cool to hear because, especially, you know, what we're going to talk about is, you know, influence of friends and the circle that you have and where that takes you is. Mine wasn't actually no. Mine really was. Mine really was the circle of influence that I had as well. My circle of influence was just people that I respected that I watched online, instead of people close to me, like your friend that said bet, or your friends that did music or whatever it was. Like my circle of influence was Gary Vaynerchuk, Casey Neistat, blah 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 blah. I was watching online.
But still, those people on there, they're just as influential as
Yeah,
anybody around
to me,
here.
they're
I mean,
more.
like,
Yeah.
whenever I first
more
started
than
out,
anybody, except for maybe like Jamie Ratcliffe.
I mean, like whenever I first started out, there's no woodworkers around here.
Yeah, there are. Nelson Woodworking Design, Stump Standards.
Right, but nothing
like
you
here,
were familiar
like,
with.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like first starting out and stuff like that, and like there
Nelson's
wasn't
down the road. Don't you give me that. Nelson's right. Do you know Nelson?
not a word.
Dude, Mark Nelson is the man. He's the guy who made our patio, and Mark Nelson is the
Oh,
man.
dude, yeah, that.
And just in general, as a human, he's awesome. He also does great work. And if you haven't met him, I have to turn you on to him. He's a
Okay.
good dude. He is like right. I think he's Franklin Furnace, Keystone Furnace, whatever it is, right there past the BP. I think he's like right off there.
See, but even until you're doing it, sometimes you don't know who else is doing it in the area.
I'm not surprised
I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised if he hadn't popped up. He's also does lots of Instagram stuff though.
Yeah.
He tries to post like twice, 3 times a day sometimes. You know, stories and like he's just a super cool dude anyways. But
Yeah, whenever I first started out, it was like YouTube University, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, like Bob Claggett,
Yeah.
David Picciuto.
you know X-Line Woodhouse?
Guess I do.
Okay, they're
Guess
doing
I do.
stuff too. Like
Yeah.
there's actually now like there's competition in the market.
Yeah, it's starting to grow. I mean,
Yeah.
like I was there before they were, but you know, like I met them at
Yeah.
a craft show
Yep.
a couple months back, and you know, they're doing great stuff.
Yeah. Now, what will happen? Just like even with me is there are other people now that are starting to pick up trying to do video, and there's another guy that has their drone and it's certified and stuff. But then it's survival of the fittest. It's Darwinism at its best. It's the strongest will survive. Whoever does the best work will win. And not that you need to win by like destroying them, but like there's enough room really for everybody. But like
Yeah, but at that point, you just let the quality do the work.
exactly, yes.
yeah.
Just like the beer here. Just
Right.
kidding. Actually, it has been pretty cool. We've talked about it before. The quality of the beer and all that stuff here is We'll stand up to about anything. Colby's almost done. Actually, we're 24 minutes. This is a
I'm
reasonable
taking
time.
my time.
This
Did
is a
you see me
reasonable
holding
time.
it for a minute?
Yeah,
I was like,
he was like stressing, trying not to drink it. Yeah. Jesus. All right, Dale, calm down over there. No, but like the quality will set you apart. If you do the stuff that is, if you are consistent and you do good stuff consistently, you will get more coming back to you. And
well, when I was,
go ahead.
sorry,
Don't apologize.
in like 2000.
Look, everybody, just so you know, I have to tell Colby multiple times a day not to apologize when he's bartending. Because
Imagine how
you
bad
are
it was whenever I
asses
met
to
him.
fucking elbows.
I am a lot better.
When
than
you're
that.
bartending on a small ass little bar like that, you are asses to elbows with whoever you're bartending with. And then when you're new, you're gonna fuck up constantly, which is fine. But you're gonna run into each other and you're gonna blah 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 blah. All this shit happens. Like, don't fucking apologize, unless then it's gone.
Colby is single-handedly one of the most polite people I've ever met in my entire life. He will apologize for literally anything.
Have you met
Even
Madison?
whenever-
Have you met Madison Spawn before?
And then when we work together, it's like,
She's an asshole at work, so not like in a bad way, but like she will push me out of the way and go get the thing she needs. Caitlin too, and like all of them. That's the way it is with anybody that bartends
then
here.
me.
Is you don't apologize and you don't hesitate and you don't waste time. You just like go get it.
Right. At work one time, I completely forgot to do something, and I got stressed for a second. I was thinking, shit, I completely forgot to do that, and like that's gonna really mess up the night and stuff like that. He said sorry.
Why the hell
He's
would
like,
you
"I'm sorry."
apologize?
It's like, why?
I feel bad for him.
Oh,
It's
It
like,
was my fault. No,
It
I'm
wasn't.
just
it's not your
kidding.
fault. You were gonna say something. Here's the real challenge. Do you
we had-
remember what you were gonna say before you said sorry and I went off on a rant?
No, I don't
Damn
remember.
it! I was so hoping
Wait,
you would.
wait, I'm almost there. Yeah.
Ah, there we are. We came back.
How do we do that? So
And it's going again.
In 2010, when my last band first started, we were a pop punk band, and when we played, there were never pop punk bands playing ever. There were none. We always stood out like a sore thumb because there was nobody within like 60 miles that played pop punk. So that helped us, kind of develop ourselves. But then by the time 2012, 2013 came around, a lot of bands started to play pop punk. The same people that were playing like heavy stuff. And it was interesting to see just kind of like people come into putting themselves in the same market that we were in. And so similar to what you guys were just talking about. I don't know, it was really weird. And then to watch certain things die off over the years, because, we went from 2010 to 2017. So, watching bands come and go that whole time was, I don't know, it was really interesting.
Well, watch, and you'll see this too in what you're doing, but watch here in the next 3 to 6 months, watch how many podcasts pop up.
Oh, yeah.
Watch how many people become videographers or start doing something, or photographers or blah, 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 like whatever.
And
because
that's a good thing. Like,
it is a good thing. And I
sometimes
don't mean
it-
that in any shade at all. I mean, but just watch,
Yeah.
because it will happen. Because what always happens, the cycle of life is people make fun of you because you're different, and they start asking you why you're doing it, and they'll start asking you how you're doing it, and then they'll start copying you, and they'll ask you for help usually at the end if they can't figure it out.
and for a lot of people, they probably had the idea of doing something similar to this beforehand.
But-
Exactly.
But you guys,
But did they do it?
you guys were the first to
No.
actually go out and
Not even us.
really,
We.
Not even us.
It's
in
just the
general.
people
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
things.
People doing
like,
things.
original creators and stuff like that. But having the ability to go out and do it first, that allows everyone else to kind of follow the coattails.
Yeah. I actually tweeted earlier today that I just love being able to see when people are trying to like keep up or trying to, and this is no shade to anybody that I give a fuck about. There's actually shade to somebody, but I don't give a fuck about them. So
It's me.
it's Colby, all of it. No, but like, no shade to anybody, like, because there are people that have started podcasts and doing video and like,
Which is great.
Those are friends, and I want to see them succeed, and I want to work
And
with them any way possible.
By the way, if you're doing stuff like that, share it with us because we want to see it.
Yeah, but this is someone outside that bubble. But you can tell that they're trying very, very hard to keep up and to do things that are similar or better or whatever, or even like trying to get ahead of us, but they're doing it in such a way that it just doesn't feel genuine. And then when you see, someone that's doing something a certain way, and you can tell that's how they've been doing it for a while, and then someone else pops up and starts trying to do the same exact thing, it just feels like desperate to me.
Well, there's a difference between, me meeting you and shaking your hand and me meeting Luke and shaking his hand, and then, someone else coming in and just being like, all right, well, if you're my friend, then, we can have a better video than somebody else,
Yeah.
or we can do the song better, or we can have better woodworking. That's
Right.
not the way to approach art or
No.
creation in general. The thing is, we're one human species. We're people who are trying to build an area better. We're
about the
people who are
aliens?
trying to. What is it?
What about the aliens?
Well, I mean,
And that's where things went south.
well, I mean, if you
God
think
damn, he's
about
right
it,
after you.
there he is.
Am I the only normal, like, functional person here, or what's going on? Probably not. What's your vote, Aiden? No? I didn't pay attention. All right, one human species.
But you know, we're all one thing, trying to work towards one goal, which is just make the world better, make people happier, put more food in people's bellies.
Well, not all of us, but we would like to think that all of us are working towards that.
Not necessarily like, I mean, just us as a group.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
That's kind of
There we
where
go.
we're at. And so
Yes.
when people go around that mindset, it's weird to me, and I don't understand it. I
Yeah, I
don't
don't get
know.
it either. There were people that, and again, your circle of influence, like, are typically the people that, and I think a lot of people think it's people that you are either proximity or time, spend the most time around or time with. And I don't think that's true at all. I think it's people that you like really respect and value their input. Like, honestly, right now, I mentioned earlier, I'd throw Jamie on that list for me. It's like the stuff we talk about on a daily basis about how to run this place and how to do the things that we're doing and ideas and whatever. Like, he's up there in that circle of influence for me. But when people come in and try and take over that influence and try and grab it and steer you another way, God, dude, it feels so like, it's just so like vile to me. Like, why would you do that? Like, if you're that influential, I would have come to you and I would have like followed you. If you said, hey, let's go do this thing, and I would be like, hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
But I've had people come and try and grab it, and that just doesn't feel right to me. And I hate that shit more than anything, because
Yeah.
especially when you have a group of people that are doing something and you start trying to jump in and grab it, like, why would you do that? Just, if you're not a part of it, then you're not a part of it. Or if you want to be a part of it, then ask how you can help or whatever. Like, if I wanted to be a part of what you're doing,
Right.
I would ask you what I could do to help. I would ask if I could take photos of, and not that I don't want to be a part of what you're doing, because I do want to help, but like, if I wanted to be like directly a part of it, I would like, hey, can I make photos or take photos for you? Can I make a video? Can I blah, blah, blah? Can I whatever this, that? And like, that's what I would do. I would come in and be like, well, this is what we need to do, and blah, 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 blah. And like, and I've had people do that in multiple different things. Or grab me and be like, here, I want you to make this for me. And they didn't really know what the hell it was. And like, I don't know. I just think that maybe because the circle of influence that I have is so solid and I know who they are and I know what they're about and I'm about, that I'm so put off by people that do anything opposite.
Well, no, I get that 100%. In music, there's a lot of people who just want to send the wrong messages to people. And whenever you're talking about an audience, most of the time you're talking about kids, and that's always my thing. Is like, your audience is your kids, and no matter what, like, whatever I do in music, I want my message to be positive in some way or another, so that way people aren't getting, and kids aren't getting the wrong message and being inspired by the wrong message, because I feel like that's like the biggest thing with music. I feel like music, honestly,
Is my audience kids?
I mean, at the end of the day, yeah.
Not with beer. That's why I looked at the board. Not with the beer.
Well, I don't mean kids as in like children, I guess.
Yeah.
I just mean people who are easily influenced, you know, people who are looking for something. And no matter what platform you have an influence. And so, like, I feel like, you know, we drink beer on here, you know, we swear from time to time.
What do you mean time to time?
But I feel like, what is it?
What do you mean time to time?
Yeah, Luke, I think you should go back and count how many swear words we've done.
Okay.
That'd be a lot of
If
time.
we just did that quarter jar, we could count the quarters and we know.
Oh, dude, I forgot about the quarter jar. Remember the quarter jar?
Yeah, can I just put in a 5 now and just
Cover yourself.
Fuck it, I'm done.
20 quarters. I can say 20 words. So anyway, I feel like
And lost it.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm putting my head down.
God, I love it. I love watching him. And like, you'll see when he's got it and he's like on that train, and you can like physically see when he loses it. And I feel like I'm pretty good at covering it up. Like, if I don't really know, I'll like talk around until it comes back or whatever. But you're just like, it's there or it's gone.
right?
Well, anyway, so we don't really have like a lot. I don't
And
feel
he's
like we put
back.
out a negative message in any format, and I think that's the most important
agree.
thing with your brand in general.
Yep.
That unless you're selling like,
So you shouldn't make like Matt Brinker sucks signs, put them everywhere.
there's nothing wrong with that. That's
Unless
an
that's
opinion.
what you want.
he should make on the Brink podcast sucks signs to give us the hate that we're not getting, except for fucking Jacob or whatever his name is. It's Vapor.
Oh,
Did you see it? He commented
gave us
on
a real comment.
No, I was so confused because I forgot we said
if you want
that.
me to start disliking the videos, I will.
No, but for real, like that, and just with any brand, anything you're doing, that's super important, and the way you promote yourself is very important too. And I feel like some companies don't do the best job in that. And companies, I don't necessarily just mean you guys, I mean artists and all that stuff too.
Anybody's a brand anymore.
Yeah.
Any brand.
And I mean, we live in a world where you can be snapped in half like that just based on a reputation. I mean,
There's a guy I follow on YouTube. His name is Max Tuning. He's actually a fitness vlogger. Is how he started. He started just vlogging his fitness journey and like lifting weights and deadlifts and all that shit. And he's since become like actually really a good creator. Like he's good at making videos. He's funny and all that stuff. But he was doing a Q&A on masterminds and paying for whatever. And he was throwing mad shade at the fitness industry. And he was like, no, girl, you showed your butthole on Instagram repeatedly. That's why you have a following. Like, you didn't actually do anything. Like, shut the fuck up. You know, build an actual business and do shit before you start trying to influence other people. And it just, that really doesn't tie into anything. It was just funny as hell. Because he's a really, really funny guy. But people do market and grab attention in different ways. Like, we don't have that option.
And
I mean,
like,
I don't
we
wanna
can't say what's right or what's wrong. I mean, I say that, and there's some people who I really don't like their marketing strategy.
Luke, I need to see your butthole.
Okay.
Because they'll
I
do
don't personally
anything.
Instagram story within 24 hours.
Yeah, the internet needs to see it so that you can build more of a following. That's it.
All right,
we're done.
You gotta get
we
your
got the plan
24 lens out. That's fine.
Nah, I want to zoom in on that. I don't want to be close to it.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
I'm gonna run a 24 to 7200 and zoom in. Anyways, no, but marketing and how you market your business is important, no matter what it is. And you're right that if you are marketing some kind of a business or some kind of influence or that you have influence, it does matter how you got there too. Like, did you build a business to do it? And like, that's the cool thing for you
Because
is you're still pretty young, so go ahead.
What I was going to say was because at that point, you know, you build yourself up with that, but once you get to that point and you try to influence others, where's your credibility lie?
Yep.
Because
A meme.
if you get that credibility from, you know, showing your asshole on social media, and then you go up to somebody
Luke
else
said
and you tell
asshole.
them what to do,
Yeah.
you know, that's
Like,
not
buy
going to
my
have you much
course. I
stand
just showed
on.
my butthole over and over again on in like skin tight.
Can we
lenses,
stop
right?
saying butthole on this podcast?
Wow, we found this trigger point.
Right.
It wasn't anything else. It's funny.
this
if you
is-
look
it
at
is
fitness
funny.
Instagram, that's really kind of what it is.
It's not buttholes.
I know, but come on. Yeah, whatever. What his main point, really, and my point of all of it is, too, is that's why I tried to talk a whole lot about. I talk a decent amount about, like, you know, like small hand-to-hand combat stuff about business and, like, getting deals, getting jobs and stuff. But I don't talk about, like, this is how you should do everything, because I mean, I've built a decent-sized business, and I've helped with this place, but, like, I haven't really done it. And his whole point was, Gary V's out there giving shit away for free. And like for free, and you think you can charge money for your course and your info just because you build an audience because you're pretty and you showed your ass better.
Right.
That makes more sense.
It's a joke, man.
Well, I just think that, you know, it's dirty business to show your butthole. So.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Anyways, you know, Gary Vee is putting it out there for free, and there's other people that are doing it, and they are running multi-million dollar businesses. And they're not asking you to pay for it. They're just putting it out there
Yeah.
in hopes that it would help. That's what you and I have talked a bunch, and then that's kind of where I was. Are you cheersing yourself?
I was cheersing myself with that water.
Why?
I don't know. Hey, you want to hear a funny story?
Yes.
Hey, Luke,
Yeah.
tell us that story about the movies.
About my movies?
Yeah,
Okay.
please.
You're
I just
gonna take a
wanted
casual
this story
sip.
to be on the podcast.
Okay.
It's funny.
Okay.
It's a good story.
So at
I'll go with
40
it.
at 40 minutes, the best story ever to be told is happening.
Oh man, I don't.
I'll leave a comment on it so you can jump to it right away. Skip all the BS on the way there.
40 minutes.
Right.
Skip all the BS.
Yeah, the rest of it sucks.
But-
Fuck those guys.
Just a bunch of buttholes.
Right.
Wheels have now officially fallen off. Okay, story, go.
All right. When I was about 10 years old, I lived in town, and one day, my brother was babysitting me, and because both my parents worked, my dad worked construction, and my mom was a florist. So both of them would normally get home around the same time. Mom would probably get home around 5, Dad would probably get home around 7. And my brother was responsible for watching over me pretty much until Mom got home. Well, my brother was going to go take a nap, and I was just hanging out.
How much older is your brother?
He is 16 years older than I am.
Holy jeez.
16 years older.
Wow.
So when I was 10, he was 26.
Wow.
But while he was sleeping, my dad got home early, and I had been begging him for the longest time to take me to the movies to watch Shrek 2.
God, how old are you?
I was 10.
How old are you right now?
21.
God damn it. I just knew by the reference
Shrek
of the
2
movie.
at that age, you're
Yeah.
like,
Oh, man.
Yeah. And
Babies.
he came home. He was in a
Surrounded
good
by
mood.
babies.
Yeah. He came home, was in a good mood. He got off early, didn't have to work for the rest of the night. Said, you know what? I'm going to go treat you to the movies. Grab your coat and let's go.
And brother is?
Still asleep.
Yes.
Mom gets home, and
I see where this is
my
going.
brother's still asleep. Wakes him up and is like, hey, where's Luke? And he's wake up. He's still drowsy and stuff like that. And he's like, what are you talking about? My mom was like, find him.
So what did you do to find you?
Well, movie was over. Had a great time. Had a blast. Had a great day. I had a great day. He even
Best
took
day of your life.
Yep, took me to Taco Bell
Meanwhile, your
afterwards.
brother's
Had some
getting flayed alive
quesadillas.
by your mom.
Right, and I come home.
Find your brother!
I come home to 2 cop cars. They had-
Holy fuck! No way!
They had already started a search party, and they already had missing
fucking
flyers
way.
printed out. They already had missing flyers printed out, and I was gone for
This
probably
boy's
3 hours.
on the side of a
3
milk carton, and
hours.
he's just at Taco Bell getting a quesadilla after
Right.
the movie.
Fuck you, by the way. You had to bring that up. This motherfucker had the balls to bring a quesadilla into my establishment that makes damn good quesadillas that we even affectionately named the Brinkadilla because it's that fucking good. And he brought a Taco Bell quesadilla in here Thursday night.
I hid it in my hoodie pouch.
Taco Bell.
I walk in here because
Ours is chicken, steak, jalapenos, corn, peppers, onions, cheese, extra crispy, and a side of ranch. You cannot get that shit anywhere else.
does it have creamy jalapeno sauce?
No.
That's
Okay.
what he wanted.
But it has jalapenos and ranch. It's fine. It's basically the same thing.
I don't know.
guarantee you
I
that
don't
creamy
know.
jalapeno sauce.
So the quesadillas
is,
here are way better than Taco Bell's.
yeah.
That is true. That is
They're like
true.
that thick.
But listen, I was coming here. It was Valentine's Day. And
He loves Taco Bell, so he had to go there first.
me and Garrett had decided that we were going to go and get some beers first because my girlfriend was up in Athens anyway, so I didn't get to spend Valentine's Day with her. So, me and Garrett decided to go out and get some.
You two together.
Aw.
So cute.
But Garrett and I decided to go and get some beers. But he was hungry first.
Meanwhile,
so-
we're getting our shit kicked in out here. at the
Right.
It's rough.
And he decided that he and I were going to get Taco Bell first. I was driving, so I didn't get to eat on the way here. So, I have it
So
there
it's
sitting.
Garrett's fault.
I have it there sitting.
You're trying to have more money for drinking beer.
Well, it's partially my fault, too. I'm going to take some ownership on that one because when we pulled in, I was starting to put it in my pouch, and he was like,
God damn it.
why don't you just eat in the truck? And it's like, why would I just sit in the truck? I'm going to go and put it on a table and eat it.
Somebody, the voice of reason, had to have thought, like, one of the two of you had to have thought, Matt Brinker is probably going to give me shit for this.
Not once did that cross my mind.
No!
Not once, I swear to you.
You don't fucking know me very well, then. You don't know me well enough, then. I will give you shit for literally anything. I don't really, by the way, for the
I
record,
knew you
I
would.
don't
It just
really
never
care.
crossed my mind. Like, I was
Yeah.
like, I'm going to eat this quesadilla.
I don't really
It's like,
care
okay.
because there's more money for buying beers and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
okay,
Right.
it's fine, but like, it just, the audacity. I was like,
Just a note to the audience, I did buy some tacos from him afterwards to kind of make up for
I
it.
actually refused the tacos at first too.
I talked him into it.
Yeah, he was like, I want tacos. Like, no. Yeah, that was a rough day. Capped
just trying to
off
save you
by
guys-
Luke bringing a Taco Bell quesadilla
Listen,
in here.
I was just trying to save you the work.
It's not my work. Well, actually, that day wasn't really my work.
So what wound up happening with your parents? So you had that They,
Had that whole
they put a
missing thing
wanted
going on.
poster out for you.
I would assume
the
they
whole
went, oh,
sheriff
there he
and his
is.
posse was
That's
after
fine.
you,
Like,
right?
well,
There he is.
yeah. Hey, he's with his dad. It's cool, everybody. Go home. Like, right?
I mean, I'm sure
imagine
my
being
dad
the
probably
cop
got chewed out that
that, like-
night, but I mean, aside from that, yeah, that was pretty much it.
You know, like at your job, sometimes you have to do something that's like completely unnecessary, and you're like, oh man, why do I have to do this? And then
Right.
you clean it. Like this kid broke a bottle of liquor the other day, and he clearly shouldn't have been in the liquor aisle. So like, you know, that should have been really the problem, and it really wasn't my fault, and I shouldn't have had to clean up a bottle of tequila off the floor. But this kid was dancing around in the tequila aisle, and therefore there was a bottle of liquor broken on the floor. You imagine just being the cop that's on that job, and you're like, oh man, I just wasted 2 hours looking for a kid that was watching Shrek 2.
Yeah, there's like Shrek 2 with his dad.
Right.
Like,
That's awesome.
not missing it all.
Yeah.
So where does Garrett fit in this whole thing and the circle of influence and what you're doing as well? Because I want to mention that.
Okay. Garrett Jordan. He is a friend of mine in Colby's.
His
also
dad might
yours
have been
too.
that cop that was there.
Might have been. Might have been.
Jeez.
He could have been the one searching for me all those years back.
It'd be a weird triangle of things.
Right. But he and I have been friends since probably 6th grade, middle school. And ever since I started doing woodworking and things, Colby and I have kind of helped him pursue his own artistic
Because he wasn't doing.
capabilities.
He wasn't doing.
Mm-mm.
And he's doing photography.
Yes, he is.
But he was not doing photography at all
Not at all.
until you started doing that. And what you said something about, hey, you should take photos for him.
Yep, we were all hanging out one night, and we were talking about
Just drinking some beer, hanging out.
just drinking some beer, just hanging out, talking about all the great people we've met over the years, and the networking we've done and stuff like that. And like we've met musicians, we've met artists, we've met photographers, models, videographers.
Models.
But you know what I mean. And
Wow.
we were
Do tell.
talking about that.
Oh, wow. No one's going to tell. Great.
Oh.
Just kidding. Don't.
But-
Yeah, right.
Don't tell.
Yeah, don't tell.
But we were talking about all of that, and we were also talking about me, coming up and Colby's newest ventures and stuff like that. It was pretty close whenever On High pretty much just
I
started
had just
out.
done
and you
a
were-
few things,
yeah,
just a couple
yeah.
shows and stuff. So.
You had, released your single by then.
yeah, I just put out Therapy, and that's
So,
about it,
we were talking about that, and Garrett just decided to slide in. It's like, I've got a camera if you want me to take photos of your products and stuff.
That's where I come into the story. I
And
think.
then since then, we kind of pushed him up, and then that's whenever we kind of sent him to you, and it's like, listen,
Yeah.
if there's
Yeah.
a guy that you want to talk to get into photography, it's that guy. But
Yeah.
I'm just really good at settings. Like,
Yeah.
know what settings to get good shots of things.
but he's been
Apparently, I don't know how to pose a fucking female, which was told to me last Friday, by the way. And you know who the fuck you are. I'm not going to say your name and give you the satisfaction either.
You know how to pose a female.
No, apparently I don't know how to pose a female.
Oh, I know how to pose as a female.
Elaborate.
It's just a joke.
Okay.
That was it. It
Yeah,
just
there
stopped
needs to be
right
another
there.
layer to
Just-
this.
No, I know.
Okay.
You ready?
I feel like there is another layer. He's
There
starting
is
to say
another
it.
layer.
Okay.
I
don't
shave
ready?
off my
No,
mustache.
yeah.
That's
God.
it. Then
You
I'm
do
a-
look fucking ridiculous, by
I'm
the
a
way.
female.
And see, like
Please
you
keep
get to
it.
at least
Please
you get to
keep
at
it.
least switch back and forth between looking at either of us.
Right.
I've got to see his fucking face the whole time. And then I'm gonna see this motherfucker for like another 3 or 4 hours tonight when I'm editing it.
right. I'm sure whenever I'm looking this way, he's just twirling his mustache
No,
and
he
stuff
should.
like that. Just Like, go
impressively
on.
bad.
Yeah.
All right, so Garrett does not all, but a lot of product shots or some.
Yeah, he does
or-
the majority of my product shots.
Okay.
Whenever it's more of a higher end level, and whenever I have the free time to do it, he'll come out and he'll set up, the stage and everything, and
Yep.
he'll take a good product shot of it,
Oh, yeah.
and that's whatever I post onto my social media and things
Yep.
like that. And it definitely helps out. It's better than just me. Before I was just grabbing my iPhone and just
Yep.
taking a photo and that's done. Toss it on there.
Do you know how much? Do you know like how much better you can get iPhone shots just by knowing a couple little things?
How to set up a shot in general.
Yeah, just like how to set up a shot, or like even just different settings on iPhone, all that. Last week there was some stuff on the table. That was hitting me
I
all
already
at
know
once.
where this is going.
Yeah. So I wanted a picture. I was like, well, it's obviously going to look like an iPhone if you're standing at eye level. Because the phone right in front of you, take a picture. So get down on the level with the thing. Go from your single 1x view and zoom in on the 2x to give it some compression. It's going to look more like a DSLR that way too. Figure out what your foreground and your background are, and then take the picture that way. And I took a picture, looks pretty good. They took a picture, looks all right. But they're like, well, how'd you get that? I'm like, look at me. I literally like squatted down, got level with what I was taking a picture of, and just by knowing how to use the iPhone better and different, well, not better, different, it looks better. And so you like, not to discount, I mean, we have amazing technology in our pockets, like to be able to use this for stuff.
But still,
So,
for that point,
nothing can
you know,
replace
I
a
was-
DSLR though.
I was thinking that, I'm going to let my work do the talking. It's just a photo. I mean, like, I'm going to be giving it to the other people, and, they're going to see the quality of it. They're going to, really tell that this
Yeah.
was,
And see,
a labor, and, this was like a seriously detailed project.
Yeah.
But I realized that my audience isn't getting to see that. Once
Yeah.
I've seen the photos and the difference, like the details that I was lacking could have been the selling point to somebody else that was just
What you're
scrolling
going to
through
get with a
Instagram.
higher end DSLR and a good lens and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Unless you shoot at 1.4, which apparently that's frowned upon too.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to the podcast in the last 5 minutes because I've had to pee so bad.
Wow. Are you gonna Wayne stump us right
I'm
now?
Wayne stumping us.
Oh
Wayne
my
stump
God,
us.
he's Wayne stumping us.
All right.
Dear Lord. It's not that bad. Like, do you have to pee really bad? I don't understand, man. These people have the smallest bladders ever.
Had
Do
a
you have to
large
pee right
drink
now?
on the way here.
You have to pee right now. No.
Large
Are you
drink on
gonna
the
jump
way
in and
here.
be Colby for a minute?
I polished this off.
There we go.
I got this.
And
Here we go.
New and improved Colby, everybody.
I'm way
Look,
better
he
than
shaved
this.
the mustache. He took the hat and the glasses off. New
Right.
and improved Colby. Doesn't have to pee anymore.
I feel great.
Good.
Aiden,
Yes.
how are you?
I'm all right.
Have you been better?
Have I been better?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Will you
Is
be
this not the
obviously-
peak of your life right now?
No, this is
Okay.
definitely not the peak of my
Yeah.
life.
Will you be better?
Oh yeah, for
Cool.
sure.
Okay.
Thank you for what you do here. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you.
Today I had to clean the lines because we have a big week coming up with this whole 2-year, all
Mm-hmm.
that. And I was doing that until like what, 5:35, 5:45, something like that. Right, I just finished when you showed
Yeah,
up
yeah.
pretty much. And he set up the whole podcast pretty much. I put the cameras on tripods and just adjusted some small things, but it's all you,
Just
man.
had to make sure that the cameras were focused this week.
Yeah.
And after having do it,
Yeah, last
whenever
week-
you were
I don't know
the guest,
who set focus
I
last
actually
week.
respect.
I don't know who set focus last week, but focus was on the chair behind you.
I don't know who did
Instead
that.
of you, but it's okay. It's okay. This is a podcast. It's supposed to be more audio driven and video
Yeah,
driven.
but we're 16 weeks in. I don't think we have audio yet. Colby.
But see, the thing is,
Colby's not going to know this.
he
until
will never
actually-
know it, yeah.
and-
Yeah, until he
he's not going to
watches
listen to the
it,
whole
yeah.
podcast. Does he ever listen to the whole podcast back? Okay, a little bit. All right.
Oh, I hear him.
Yeah,
He's,
here it comes.
he's coming
All
back.
right,
He's-
all right,
he's
here's the
back.
proof. Colby, move.
No, stay there. You're not
Yeah.
sit on your lap.
No, don't do
Yeah.
that. No, that's no, too far. Too far. Wow. We get nothing done while you were gone, by the way.
What is it?
We got nothing done while you were gone, by the way.
That's all right.
so pretty much just pick up where you
Talk
left
to
off.
me. Aiden wants to know why we're not on all the podcasting platforms.
Okay. I honestly haven't even brought my laptop out of my house in a while, so like,
Yeah.
I haven't checked it.
I got
at
mine
all.
in my truck.
So,
If you want to go.
Yeah, sure. Whatever works for you.
I feel like you
So-
need to get on this.
Okay. Well, I just hit myself in the tooth. Damn it. So my retainer broke like a couple weeks ago. I feel like I told you that. But like now it's making my teeth shift and it's not cool with me.
I don't think that'd be
Side
cool with
note.
anybody just saying. But
Anyway,
Anyway,
so,
how do you have such a small bladder?
well, you don't understand. See that Coke that I was drinking here? I drank a Coke before
Hey,
that.
but did you piss before you started?
so
Nope.
did I.
God damn it.
So did I, because we left the same place
Yeah.
and we both had large strings,
Yeah.
and I polished mine off too.
Yeah. So I just
I've
did-
It's not
had
an
to deal with longer
excuse.
car rides than
Well, I don't have really an excuse. I'll explain to you when the podcast is over.
Okay.
Then it'll make more sense.
All right, cool. Well,
Anyway.
Luke, what are your
Yes.
plans going forward? Do you have any, like, small thing, like micro things that you have planned, or big macro things you have planned? Like, what's the next year look like for you? What are you gonna do?
Definitely a little bit of both. One of the bigger plans is completely redoing my shop.
Okay.
You know, I have been basing it out of my house pretty much from the get-go.
Yep.
And, you know, just been like the necessity tools, you know,
Yeah.
like, you know, baseline, you know, just pretty much whatever it takes to get the job done.
Yep.
But now, you know, that I'm starting to see this big influx in customers and, you know, higher quality of work that they're demanding that I've been doing, you know,
You have to level up with them.
Yes, I do. And I need to take a moment to kind of pause and make sure that I have the ability to do that
That's
and
funny
be able to
that-
give that to the people.
This is where I am too right now. I need to take time away from the bar to be able to focus more time on doing the things I need to do to get bigger, better clients in media. So, and then like there's a flip flop, back and forth,
Right.
back and forth, back and forth.
I mean, like,
Get what you need to do.
pretty much my shop is about the size of a one-car garage.
Yeah.
That's pretty much
Pretty small.
Pretty small.
It's like the bar. A little
so-
bigger than the bar.
Yeah, basically.
And at that point, I need to no longer make it a one-car garage. You know, I need to get all the storage out of it, and like I need to make it a designated
Yeah, this is
shop.
what this is
like
for.
this is it. And you know, higher quality tools. I've had some money saved up.
Spend some money, boy.
Yep. And it will definitely make its money back almost
Yeah, it
instantly.
does.
Everything that I have bought so far, it has made its money back.
Yep.
You know, within one or two projects
Yep.
that was needed for that.
Yeah,
And some of the
that's
smaller
thing.
things is just having a lot more variety. You know, I know my bread and butter. You know, I know my pallet wood signs. I know my MDF signs and smaller end tables and stuff like that. But like you said, if I'm wanting to level up, my products gotta level up too.
Yeah.
So
you got to do enough of those things to be able to give you some time to be able to take some time off of those things to be able to make the bigger, better things, to be able to sell and market those. That's going to sell the one. That's going to get you more attention for more little ones, and then be able to make more bigger ones, and then
Exactly.
blah blah blah.
Yeah.
It's like a constant dance and flip flopping back and forth and. Just constantly trying to do like stuff like that. To
I
get
just
where
feel
you
like
wanna
right
go.
now I'm starting to kind of settle, and that is definitely not something that you want to do.
fuck that.
Like you know, like
Fuck
once the waves start settling down and stuff like that, that's when you know that you need to
Yep.
completely switch it all up again.
Do something different,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
I don't mean to cut it short, but we are getting close to the hour, and we have a meeting after this
Okay.
at 7, so it is time for us to be done. Anything else you want to add? Quick 1 minute, 2 minute. We'll add all your info in the description. I forgot to last time you were here when you opened the cameras.
You're good.
Ah,
All right.
you're the new Aidan. Just kidding.
Pretty much what I would say is if you're planning on starting something creative and you know you're at the very base level of it, push it 110%
Yep.
as much as you can every day, and just go as hard as you possibly can, because
Yep.
you know, if you pace it out and you feel like eventually like you'll slowly, you know, get more frequent with it, it's going to be a lot more difficult to pick it back up.
Yep.
You know, make it a routine
Go hard in
now.
the beginning.
Yeah,
Yep.
make it a habit.
Yeah, go hard in the beginning.
Yeah.
You can ease up later on. Go hard in the beginning. I think you're right. And like all in. And that's something I want to go all in again on what I'm doing. And I think you're kind of in the same place right now too.
Yeah.
Is like I've taken a little bit of a breath, step back, put a lot of effort in this place. Now like I want to keep putting effort in here, but I want to put more effort into what I'm doing. So that is all from us. We will put all the links in the description below. Thank you so much for being on. We
problem at all.
appreciate it. We'll see you all next time on the Brink podcast. Peace.
Peace.